to be playing RTS. So definitely a lot of cool content coming up. Speaking of cool content coming up, we got a tournament going on right now, the Elite Classic 4, and we're jumping into a third set of the day. Straight away, we've got, in the color dark green, VES Anotand playing as the Rus here on one of my favorite maps in the entire game, King of the Hill. His opponent, none other than Kiljardi, playing as the Ottomans.
King of the Hill, one of your favorite maps. Who hurt you, Crackety?
Who hurt me?
How's that
Who
possible?
have I hurt?
Yeah, to be fair, that's also a good question. Who have you hurt on this map, it being your favorite?
Oh, it's a great map. It's a great map. Just imagine this, you play as the Macedonians, and you drop that Golden Horn Tower right there on the middle sacred side, and you live your best life. Or you play as the Jin Dynasty, and you drop the Dragon Pavilion on the middle sacred side as well. So many opportunities to drop defensive landmarks forward.
Maybe also a great opportunity for a high trade house in the corner. Oh wait.
You can delete that hunting cabin. It's fine.
Why would you want to delete a hunting cabin? It's 100. Actually, no. It's 75 wood now. That's painful, surely.
There's enough space between the two hunting cabins.
There is, to be fair.
You can put it there. Yeah. And with the way it scales, it probably doesn't make a big difference. Ever since they changed the scaling of it, right?
I mean, already there's so much unexpected stuff already in this series. First off, we have the optimal position blocked. I mean, sure, it doesn't matter that much, I guess. But Ottomans being allowed through again.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane. It's I don't even know what to say. Why?
Yeah, at the same time, question is, of course, how much value can the Ottomans realistically extract here on this map? Are we going to be seeing a fast castle age up from them? Could be. And we see, fast castle versus fast castle here. I don't necessarily think that there's going to be too much going on in the feudal age. Of course, Ottomans, they get their initial starter units for free with the military school, so they can already start moving out onto the map and just start torching stuff. And is Anotand? Wait, am I seeing that correctly? Anotand went for a third hunting cabin on his wood line? All right, triple hunting cabins. Yeah, he's eating good tonight.
This is the, I want to say this is the Marine Lord opening, but I think he actually does 4, if I'm not mistaken.
I would have called it the Lucifront opening.
Oh, is it? I haven't
seen him do it as well.
Maybe. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, with the little wall, it's actually pretty smart. Secures that southern entrance, so only from this side can space come in, and the Age-Up was already halfway through, so... And, of course, it was only a military school opening, so it's not going to be a problem at all, really. He could have even skipped the wall and been perfectly fine, but you never know, really, whether it's a military school opening or barracks opening until you actually scout it, so at which point it would be too late to make that decision. Well, not for the wall, but for the additional hunting cabin, at least.
First spearman does arrive now in Anotand's base and is gonna start doing a little bit of a torching operation there. Being joined now by a scout as well. They're just gonna be going for some happy torching here onto that one hunting cabin. Question is Anotand gonna react to that? Are we gonna be seeing an archer range from him, potentially? Or is he just gonna let that one hunting cabin burn down, get a wooden fortress up to protect the next hunting cabins, and look for a fast castle age-up? I think he's dropping an archery range. I'm not 100% sure. Or is it just the... Oh, actually, he hasn't spent his wood on anything yet. Is this Pro Scout?
Could
Feels
be.
Pro Scouty.
I mean, it would make a lot of sense on this map and for Rus as
now
well,
there's
right?
the archer range. Yeah.
Yeah, they get a great timing here because of the additional gold from the hunting cabins. But of course, I mean, when there's 2 spays on the field, you better open with a range first, surely.
Is he going to send a villager out to repair that? I think he's going to send a villager out just to repair the hunting cabin a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to lose this. He's going to commit.
Yeah, there it is.
Even rushing the range with 2 instead. That range actually took so long to finish, it felt like, for some reason.
It did, and the spearmen immediately focus on the villager. Yeah, Anotand, he cannot keep that one up. That one's gonna go down. Safe. Oh, he's going 2 TC? He bought
Yeah.
stone.
Ah, yeah, he must do.
Oh, the TC buff! It's 2
yeah.
tickets again, Myria.
Exactly.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back to 2 TC Ruse.
We've gone full circle, Crackety.
Full circle indeed. They changed it and then they changed it again. And now we're back where Ruse is able to get the second TC up with 2 tickets.
It used to be. I mean, this is back when. Actually, no, that was Kremlin, wasn't it? But this was very close to when Rus was just the boogeyman of AoE4, right?
Yeah. But 2 TC on a map like King of the Hill, I mean, typically it's mostly just reserved for like very defensive civilizations. Rus can be somewhat defensive, but I wouldn't put the term very on it.
Yeah, you're completely correct. I understand the idea, right? Like, he doesn't believe he's able to deal with Ottomans in feudal, which, yes, he can't. It's Ottomans. No one can. So he thinks he can outscale into a castle age timing to offset the sacred side timer with a bigger economy. We're likely going to see pure infantry from Anotand, I would imagine. Just crossbows, spearmen, men-at-arms boosted by warrior monks. And the idea is that there's a timing there where you have enough of a mass before the sacred site is secured too well to just outmuscle the Ottoman army and take back control of the site and then win with a superior eco. Now, I think that could work against a decent amount of civs in the game, but this is Ottomans, so, you know, I'm skeptical.
We do hold Ottomans to a very high standard in this game. Anotand? Looks like he is adding in a knight now as well. We have 1 archer, 1 knight. I wonder if that 1 knight is going to be there merely to just buy a little bit of time, be a little bit of a distraction knight, you know, like token knight. But it looks like he's going for a 2nd knight behind it as well. So now I'm a little bit uncertain whether that's going to be the case. Or maybe he's going to have 2 token knights just to be distracting.
Yeah, I would have thought the idea is to make actually a bit of an investment here, just to get kiljardi off of the deer, maybe force an outpost on the gold, maybe some idle time here and there, but there's not enough on wood for that play, right? Like, it's not enough of a commitment, it's just a little bit of a commitment, so... Yeah, but there's enough units from the military schools for free, right, to actually deal with this, so... I don't really like this investment, to be honest, from Anotand. Because of that reason. Because there's already the units out there for free.
Yeah. And now it's a 3rd knight as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're finding much value with this, are we? The Mehmet is already on the way.
Probably not. Yeah, there's walls coming in now as well on one side. It's gonna just reduce the mobility here. And now Kiljardi's gonna be the first one to get the age up in Mehmet Imperial Army on the way. And there are 2 imams out on the field already. So relics are gonna be gathered quite quickly and potentially sacred site captured as soon as the Ajo comes in.
Oh, I think it must have been for the imams, right? Surely, just to prevent the relic gathering from being so simple for kiljardi. Must be the idea.
Sure. The delay is still noticeable. High Trade House is coming in now, though, at the expected location. Then, like... That makes the 2nd TC weird, then, though.
Also?
I think it's still... Just because, like, you're going for the knights to deny the imams from gathering, but because you went for a 2nd TC, that delays you even further now. Like, your opponent's gonna have units to protect those imams.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's thinking that maybe this will allow him to secure at least 2 relics for himself while still getting the juices of, like, well, the juicy income from the High Trade House. Actually, getting a decent bit of idle time here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Even the monk is trapped, like, guys.
Hey man, can I pass here? Is this occupied? Thank you.
He's gonna get spotted out and... So what's the choice here
what's-
then? Because
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh,
yeah, because
what a load. Oh, he gets it.
that's massive.
1
actually.
HP. It's because it's an early night still.
Yes,
Wait,
exactly
is it
right.
Can we check that out? Is it actually? Yeah, it's still an early night. Oh no.
That's funny. But I was gonna say, right, because we saw another knight in queue. It's up to 4 now. Whereas I expected just mass infantry here. The raid comes in, picks up a villager, but does sacrifice the knight for it.
Yeah. Unlucky these knights now at this point. Still early nights. The upgrade is coming in now, but they just don't have that oomph behind them at the moment. Now, Anotand, this is where that second TC is starting to really pay dividends, because his income should skyrocket very, very shortly now. He's even adding farms already. They did add in a good couple of buffs for Roos, for the food gathering as well. So Roos at the moment, actually in a fairly good spot. Now he's also getting the additional deer in from the landmark. But yeah, of course, not having the relics at all, and it looks like he's not even making his own warrior monks. There is a limit to how nice, or rather to how well a second TC scales compared to your opponent getting all 5 relics.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because basically if the opponent's able to offset that villager count by adding a second TC of their own or through raids, then you're just left severely behind. Even though you might be bills ahead, there's just so much passive gold income. It's very difficult to actually offset with extra villages. And of course, the longer it goes, the limitation of that gold is going to become more significant. Kiljardi, though, in typical Kiljardi fashion, just goes straight in and looks to find some damage here. And he's going to be able to find the villages on the day here. There is an outpost, but plenty of idle time caused.
A good amount of idle time. There's no defensive armor upgrades yet, so in theory, Kiljardi probably shouldn't want to stay here for too long. But there's also no emplacements up on the outpost at the moment. Kiljardi behind this did gather up a lot of stone. Like a lot of stone. But he's not... Is he going for a second TC now? Yeah.
I wouldn't hate
Maybe a
it.
second TC and then like an emplacement in the center of the map?
Or he just wants to get a keep maybe ASAP, but he stopped gathering now, so...
Exactly, so I would argue like TC and outpost in middle, or maybe just outposts in middle. Yeah, I think he just spent stone on something, just not sure what he spent stone on.
Must have been a mill score, right?
Or maybe he sold stone. Because I think the stone went down 100... Just like clean 100? I didn't see him place anything that would cost stone, and there wasn't an upgrade in queue as well for stone.
We'll see the base, and that will give us the answer. Okay, well, I'm not sure if you already had 3 minute scores or not, so I guess it doesn't give us the answer. Sacred Site, a bit on a delay here for Kiljardi. He was mainly focused on the relics, which is a choice. Not a bad one at all. So opts to go later for the timer. I mean, he shouldn't feel under too much pressure, really. Just because he's playing Ottomans. But... still, it is
He
still
has a very good army here at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a Springle emplacement now in for Anotand, so he did spend some stone. And it looks like this outpost is going to get taken down. What's the outpost focusing down at the moment? It's not focusing down the back line. Villagers are going to have to be evacuated. He's still going for the repair, not successfully though. Villagers are all going to be taken down. But the men-at-arms able to get onto the back line for free. Oh, that's a great mango shot though.
Yeah, that was big. A lot of the back line shaved in half in terms of HP. Oh, that's one. Anotand, the big slow reaction there cost him barely. He's not even going to win this fight, Crackety. Oh, barely, I guess, with the inspiration coming in. They're clutch. The Knights able to win out against the Zapahi. Mangonel falls as well. But this was a costly victory here for Anotand.
Yeah.
Janissary reinforcements are going to clean up the Knights as well.
It's pretty big. Cleaning up the army in its entirety. Kiljardi, though, he is lacking the Pierce armor upgrade. Sacred Site timer. Hasn't been captured immediately, but has been captured by now, so 9 minutes remaining there. There's still one relic left on the map that Kiljardi can pick up. But he is going to have to make another monk. He doesn't have any imams out on the field at the moment, so they've been sniped at some point.
Is this a 4-1 split now? I wasn't completely sure. Can have a look to find out. Oh, it's actually 3-0 split, so it's going to be a 5-0 then. So that means... And once again, Anotand gets discovered on the other deer bank now. Another fortified outpost here. Or a wooden fortress, actually. The investment into knights I find a bit perplexing for Anotand. Like, a few early on for the imams makes sense.
Oh, that was close.
Not quite.
Lucky that the Janissaries are, you know, built differently against cavalry units.
Say that again, for sure. But the knight investment, right? Like, the few early on made a lot of sense for the imams, but then he kept investing into quite a few after, which I guess it's fine in early Castle Age, but wouldn't you rather just have way more spears and men-at-arms?
It was weird because he wasn't really, like, blocking the imams with them either.
Yeah,
he didn't have them on the relics. He tried to go for the raids there.
That is now looking to fortify the center position. Moving there with villagers. You see the blueprint for the outpost as well as a mining camp. So he's going to look to set up shop there. And Anotand's response is... I mean, this is the only response you have, to be honest, which is just mass infantry. I think there is a world here where Anotand out-sieges the Ottomans. Like, you need, like, double the mangonel count and just mass infantry with warrior monks. And I think there's something there. I think he could possibly do it. The issue is that he's already so on the back foot from these earlier skirmishes and losing the villages on the outpost, on the fortress.
Yeah.
It hurts a lot. So maybe that window is just gone.
Yeah, change the statistics back. Bottom left side. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, Anotand, he's still ahead 20 villagers at this point. Only lost a couple, but at the moment, it's not looking too good for him. The food income is great. The food income is absolutely great. 1800 food per minute. The question is just, like, how much can you really get out of that, right? Like, he's adding in men-at-arms now as well, but there's, aside from the Janissaries, which have, like, similar DPS with the matter against armored units to crossbows, there's also 14 crossbows, which with the meta do even more damage.
Exactly. I do think Kiljardi took his foot off the pedal maybe a little bit too much, though, so far. I mean, there's no real reason to sit in the center, right? It's sort of a classic trap people very often fall into on King of the Hill. Just get a bit too cozy with your center control and ignore actually trying to do damage to your opponent. I'm gonna change that now,
double
though.
mangonels. Yeah, double mangonels there from the Imperial Mehmed Armory. It's gonna make it quite tough for Anotand to take these engagements, even with the archers. Like, he's gonna want to try and snipe down the Janissaries here, right? But it's gonna be difficult, made difficult here for him. And there's also a lot of villagers once again on the boar, which, you know, is also like under potential harassment now. There's a couple of knights which could try and go for a snipe onto the mangonels, but the backline or the Janissaries are relatively close nearby. Able to pick off one Janissary there, but now also spots out that Kiljardi is starting to reinforce the center of the map. Indeed, that's what the stone is going to be used for, that he gathered up earlier. And now the villagers on the boar also in trouble. Sending his army over towards it, though.
Yeah, is it going to be fast enough, though? Actually, he needs 2 more torch volleys to take it down. It was the first, make that second. Villagers are all going to die before the army's here, or at least vast majority of them, yeah.
But that's all of the meadows here. If he's able to take them down, he gets away in time.
Yeah, the power of cavalry over infantry on full display. Now, the massive Anotand, though, is pretty huge, though. Like, that's a massive infantry army, and we have a couple warrior monks as well, which are going to be very important in those fights for the buff. But I think, honestly, Anotand also needs his own siege here. He needs his own siege, or... Well, I was going to say horsemen, but it's Ottoman, so no, don't make horsemen. It has to be siege, I think.
Now, little stone wall getting rushed up there. Kiljardi, he does not want to have to react to stuff inside of his base. There's still just 4 minutes left on the Sacred side. Great Bombard now here as well. And Great Bombard does tremendously well up against these, like, clumps of infantry units. So very good army composition here from Kiljardi at the moment. Also healing up his units in the middle with some imams. Or at least just one imam. Yeah, Anotand, the question is really like, what can he realistically make here? Potentially just now switching into mass horsemen could be something as well. Like, get rid of some villagers and just add in mass horsemen. They're getting counted out by the Janissaries, but they will do bonus damage to them. And with the Boyar's Fortitude, he's going to have a massive amount of health on them. It looks like a fight is about to be taken here, and it's always so difficult for units to, or rather for melee units to take fights around these resource deposits. It looks like the fight is going to be getting taken.
Yeah, this is a case of your army versus the army she tells you not to worry about right here, because the Ottomans are in full force here with the Mechner as well as the siege from behind. There's amazing spreads here from Anotand, minimizing a lot of the mangonel damage, but is it actually going to be enough here to withstand the tide of these guns from the Janissaries? The Sacred side is still far out of reach here for Anotand. The front line for both players has completely crumbled. Only backline is left, which you'd think favors the non-Janissary player, but when there's a Great Bombard, as well as 3 Mangonels and the Mechner in the mix, not so much.
And the Janissaries as a backline here definitely still able to hold their own against the archers, and Anotand, he realizes he is not in a position to mass up an army big enough again to challenge Kiljardi. Total resources gathered, a 10,000 resource lead. But against the force of the Ottomans, Anotand's army just was no match. And you always have to keep in mind that the economy from the Ottomans does not account for all of the free units from the military schools, from the Mehmed Imperial Armory. All of those, of course, have to be added on top of that. So Kiljardi here with a great opening in the set, able to get 1 point on the scoreboard straight away.
Yeah, very massive victory here for Kiljardi in the opening game, putting Ottomans to full use. And that is what Ottomans is, to be honest. Like, I might be a bit biased, but I think this civ, well, at least from a drafting theory, it's your free win civ, right? Like, this is not a civ you should ever really lose with when it comes to the draft. So Kiljardi makes that happen here. Makes sure that he gets his free win in the opening game. And I think the idea was good, but it's just, I mean, it's very hard against Ottomans, right? But I really think we had to have our own siege here as Anotand. I don't think there's any other way. The other way is horsemen, but specifically because it's Ottomans, that's not possible, right? So,
yeah. Yeah, siege definitely could have been another play here for him. It's just always so difficult to go for siege when you're up against the Ottomans because they get theirs for free, obviously, and with the Great Bombard as well. They've got a tool to like snipe and do AoE damage to your siege as well. Yeah, definitely could have been another play there for him. Next up, though, we're gonna be moving over to Four Lakes, and there we're gonna be seeing the Abbasid coming out for Anotand up against the House of Lancaster for Kiljardi. So, House of Lancaster, not a civilization we see too often on Four Lakes. We see it sometimes on like Holy Island, for example. Just because they also get Admiralty, where you are on a map where you're going to be fighting on water as well. But on Four Lakes, where you're typically not fighting that much on water, seeing the House of Lancaster, I would say is a little bit odd. Maybe Kiljardi's got something planned there, but I count this as a civ pick that's a little bit weird here for the map.
It is nowadays, especially, right? I mean, oh god, don't look at the series count.
Yeah, that's a pretty good win rate right there, I want to say, for Anotand. Doesn't get much better than that.
No, it doesn't. And yeah, I mean, that's something we spoke about before, right? Kiljardi might have just a slight mental block against Anotand. Looking at their record, I wouldn't blame him. It's not something you can really help. It's kind of out of your control, really, right? It's the wonders of psychology. But as you mentioned, right? See, I remember the days, and I'm sure you do as well, where Abbasid was like the pick here, right? There used to be a time when they were one of the best. I remember it was Culture Wing, right? It was it was culturing age up in feudal, and you would just go straight for castlage. Like, you have the eco the moment you finish aging up to feudal, you get preservation of knowledge, and you can immediately click the castle age up.
Every upgrade. Yeah. You get so many upgrades in then as well, and you can just immediately pump out knights like there's no tomorrow. It's... Yeah, there's a lot of bonuses that help the Abbasid here. I wonder how Anotand's going to be playing this one here. We've also seen, of course, like the early military wing being an option as well, to try and go for like a ram play onto your opponent's docks. I don't think it's necessary in this matchup. I think this matchup you could, in theory, still play with a with that wing in mind.
Yeah, I think so as well, right? I mean, I don't think I've actually ever seen this matchup on this map. At least not that I can remember. I've seen it on Kawasan, I think, but that was a while ago, and it's a bit different, but same, but different, you know? Some people will get that reference.
Indeed. Now, it looks like we're jumping on in to our game number 2, Kiljardi. He likes to play his games a little bit aggressive, and looks like we are not going to be seeing a dock out of him as the House of Lancaster. Instead, he's going to be immediately going for a barracks. Anotand, he's doing a little bit of a mix-up here. He is going to be going for water, but he's also immediately gathering gold. How much food? He barely has villagers and food. This is going to be interesting. Okay, this is a tight build. This is something that he must have practiced.
Yeah, this looks very bizarre, right? I've never seen this before. Does he have another villager queued up? Yeah, he does. Okay, so he's gonna be fine on the food front, so that's no issue. But this is kind of nice, I want to say. We're probably looking at a couple of fishing ships here, and that's it.
Still gonna find it.
But
yeah, so Kiljardi has the information that Anotand did drop a dock. That is confirmed.
Did. I mean, this must be just to throw Kiljardi off a little bit, right? I mean, okay, I don't think you can save the dock. Maybe if you go military wing, you could, depending on the amount of fishing ships you invest into. We'll have to see, but the age up is so slow. But then again, like, you don't have to build a production building like other civs that age up quicker, so maybe it's kind of the same, if not better. It'll be interesting to see. I've never seen this opening before.
It's interesting because Anotand, he hasn't dropped the House of Wisdom yet, so he did, of course, get like an additional 50 wood with that at the beginning, which he is going to have to regather up now, but until then, like, he has had a pretty good timing, right? Like, he's got the gold that he needs for the age up, and he's got 2 fishing ships on top of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be pretty decent, because normally you would want to go for the fast age up with military wing, and that way you're not vulnerable to being, you know, dock dropped because of the slow age up, and you can still gather villagers whilst you're aging up, as you don't use villagers to age up, so you can potentially count the dock. So if you already have a dock up here as Anotand, then it means that with Kiljardi going for his own dock, you're not going to be as behind in fishing ships. And don't ask me why, but Kiljardi for some reason is opting to stop the gold gathering instead of going for the dock, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't really know why.
That's interesting, for sure. And right now, it's only 3 spearmen, right? And only a single one of them is currently attacking the dock, so he's not really achieving anything with these spearmen at the moment at all. And just... oh, no. It's the classic. It's the classic bug on the mining camp. It's not taking damage from the torches.
Oh, no, yeah. He needs to reposition.
Oh, wait, no, it is.
I think one of them...
Wait,
yeah,
no, it's taking damage from both. It's taking damage from both. It's just the golden age, like the bonus fire armor. It's just, yeah, doing so much bonus torch armor.
Wild.
Only doing 5 damage each shot. Actually looked like the health bar wasn't moving.
Yeah. There's the mill wing for Anotand. Only 40 seconds out now. Meanwhile, Kiljardi hasn't even begun his age up, so this is... I think this is a really nice build, to be honest. I kind of like this, but I do feel like if Kiljardi wanted to stop the... take down the dock, he definitely could have if he just made more spearmen and actually went for it directly, but Again, is that worth it though? Because you're delaying your age up even further. You can't deal with the archers as soon as they come out, and then you risk getting dropped on your side. That's a tricky one. But then you could always skip dock as Lancaster as well with the faster age up. Wouldn't be terrible. There's a lot of that's what's interesting about this map. There's just almost endless variables into how this early game can go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now imagine what if we had gotten a Lancaster castle.
Wow.
That would have been wild as well.
That would have been wild. For sure. Seeing those little arrow slits. And you can garrison into it now. The only civ in the game that has a castle to age up within every single age. Love to see it. Yeah, and it seems like
getting rushed up now by 6 villagers. Anotand, we do have the 3 units from the military wing. Yeah, gonna be protecting one of the ponds.
dock drop on the north pond though, here from Anotand. Does Kiljardi see that? Little harassment
I
on
think
the
he did
gold
see
mine.
that. He had one of the spearmen there. Oh wait.
Oh,
Anotand's
it's just
docking-
coming in. Yeah.
Okay. But the fishing ship does spot it. That is there, so kiljardi should
Should
be
be,
aware
yeah.
of this. But it's always the question, right? Like awareness, like knowledge and awareness.
Exactly. And there's no food in the bank, which means there's no immediate galley being produced here by Kiljardi, so he's not going to have the advantage when it comes to ship timing. Actually, we're going to open with a springboard ship instead, it looks like, which I think is a good choice. You have the fishing ships to repair if needed against the impending demo.
Yes, sir.
Looks like Anotand's committing as well. There's a second dock being dropped towards the north side of this first one. So he really wants to get Kiljardi off this water, or at least really harass him. You could go even for emplacements here if you want, as Anotand. Of course, it's a bit late. There's a spearman. Does spot out the villager, and this villager should be dead. Oh, Kiljardi, though. Oh, all army
The villager
hotkey.
gets away scot-free. Oh
All
no.
army hotkey feels bad, man. That's, yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, sometimes these things do happen. But looks like... Oh no. Ah. Okay, I can't talk about Camel Archer. I cannot talk about that unit. I'll get mad.
Tell us about the Camel Archer. Tell us why this unit is balanced.
It's evil. It is straight up evil. The Camel Archer. Like, it does damage against its... Like, it's so good against its counters. You get the Camel Unease against the Horsemen. You do bonus damage against not just Spearmen, but also you do bonus damage against Janissaries as well. Both Spearmen and Janissaries. And then it has more attack speed as well. Like, I could understand the bonus damage and the bonus health that it has compared to a normal Archer, but then also bonus attack speed as well? It's wild, man. If only that unit wasn't so expensive, like, I swear people would be making only Camel Archers. That unit was like 20 resources cheaper.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think it was B originally a while ago now who used to be a Camel Archer fiend with a Bassid. If you remember, some games we had so many Camel Archers from him in the feudal age. With mixed results.
Yeah. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not good, but at the end of the day, the thing is with archers, of course, like at a certain point, you do have like critical mass where you're able to kill them very quickly. But until then, in low numbers, Camel Archers are a vile unit in the game.
This is exactly what you need up against the Lords of Lancaster as well. No better answer, honestly, against them. Outside of potentially knights. But of course, a Bassid has the Camel Archer instead as a response, and I almost prefer it over a knight in this situation. Issue, of course, is the yeoman. The extra range, the extra move speed compared to regular archers is going to make it very difficult for this Camel Archer mass to reach a big count, but it looks like Anotand is content with just one. Just for the debuff to potential Hobbler. Anotand.
We see Kiljardi going into mass yeoman, but Anotand with the horseman play now does have the answer ready for that. You can see the camel archer here able to very quickly take care of the one spearman there, trying to face off against the horseman. It's why for a long time we've had like this army composition for the Abbasid, just a mixture of horsemen and camel archers. But now Kiljardi in Anotand's face, able to pick off a couple of villagers here with the yeoman and get some great value in. And this is where Kiljardi really feels at home, when he's in a position where he's able to do damage like this in his opponent's base. And, you know, this is actually looking very good at the moment for Kiljardi. And actually, I just noticed the scoreboard is also wrong. Kiljardi is the one leading 1-0 at the moment. And the way he's playing so far, he's setting himself up for a potential 2-0 at the moment.
Although he has to be careful though, because there's a lot of horsemen here and no spearmen in position.
Dangerous.
Oh no, that's disastrous around there from
so expensive.
Yeah, and they're all gonna die. The mobility doesn't help much when you're surrounded by your counter unit in the form of the horseman. An overextension for kiljardi here costs his tempo dearly.
Did also kill a good amount of horsemen, did some great damage against them. So I don't think it was as brutal as it seemed there for a little bit. He's still ahead in the destruction value department.
Yeah, having the extra range damage there on the yeoman really made a big difference. Now he has undermesh as well. What's Anotand's game plan though here, right? Because I feel like in an extended feudal, this doesn't feel great for you as a Abbasid. I mean, you do have military wing, which of course, bootcamp is going to be an immense help in these fights for your archers. But is it enough to deal with yeoman? I'm not sure. They are very expensive after all.
They are quite expensive. And Anton's currently massing like only horsemen and archers, so it's difficult for Kiljardi to keep up with that. And now Anton's, both players are currently looking to be going for fast castle age follow-up now. Question is, which age are we going to see from Kiljardi? Is it going to be a white tower? Is he going to be going the way of the mass hobbler potentially? It is a white tower, okay.
Yeah, quite the age-up timing here from kiljardi, off of the back of the push, but Anotand completely aware and suspects this, about to click up himself whilst running around with these horsemen, looking for an opening.
Eco-wing. So we'll be seeing Eco-wing out of Anotand. Could have also seen a culture wing at this point, but Eco-wing is going to be the name of the game here for him.
Or administration wing, for that matter. Could have been an
administration
option.
wing could also be coming in, yeah.
It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is, it's very good, yeah. Just for the golden age double buff.
Oh yeah.
Very strong there.
White House gonna secure that secondary gold vein there for kiljardi, or when after this initial one finishes. Gonna peel off one horseman.
One single horseman, yeah. Nice play there from Anotand, distracting the rest of the army. Kiljardi now with the white tower. Did he actually just actively produce an Earl's Guard? Where? Okay, never mind. The UI was back there for a second. I didn't. Ah, they okay. Was pop
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, wait, where are the free Earl's Guards? I'm not seeing them. Yeah, there they are.
Imagine getting scammed like that. That can happen with JD, right? If you press too quickly after summoning. Oh god, that has actually lost me games before. Crazy. Yeah, it's like Knights is going to be the choice most likely here for Anotand, as another stable is on the way. It's going to be a good choice as well, with the mainly infantry-based composition here from kiljardi. Not many spears, there's no crossbows being made. He's going to add his own Knights now as well. And
Yeah,
it's...
Knights are going to be coming in now. So both players going for Knights. Anthony's got a massive amount of horsemen at the moment. So horsemen are very nice in combination with Knights because they might not be doing as much damage, but they're a nice meat shield. And as long as the horsemen are able to like tank the damage, Knights are going to be able to provide the damage there as well. Looks like potentially we could see some villagers going down here, though, but there aren't that many yeomen. Wait, did Anotand just delete the 2 vills?
Did he? I didn't actually see them. I was looking at the army.
It looked a little bit funky there. There was nothing shooting at them, and they just died before the shot came out. So that was kind of interesting to see. But fight is being taken. There aren't too many knights there. Gulam's there as well. Horsemen do wrap around on top of the yeomen. Looks like Kiljardi's army could be getting completely wiped here. There are still some Earl's Guards, though, but up against the Knights, they don't fare too well. Lords of Lancaster, though, with their auto upgrades, do phenomenal damage at this point in the game. And looks like it might actually be in favor of Kiljardi, even though just barely.
Yeah, I mean, the veterans, he's right. They were all out for Anotand. He only now, like a couple seconds ago, did the horseman veterancy finish for the one singular horseman left alive, barely. And the archers, I mean, it didn't even get queued, right? He prioritized all of his gold on the lancers instead. And I think it's gonna be enough to hold here, but barely at that, because there's so much eco damage dealt by kiljardi as well, alongside this. At least on land, but truly, I mean, kiljardi does have, is at a massive disadvantage when it comes to the fishing ships. Anotand almost tripled the fishing ship count, so if he's able to just weather the storm here, he's gonna be in a fantastic position from here on out.
Yeah, fantastic position indeed. Behind this, Kiljardi, though, still massing up more and more units. 26 to 16 military units on the field. There isn't a big economic discrepancy between the two at the moment, as Kiljardi did manage to kill a lot of units here so far. Oh, but the gold. Kiljardi, he can surmise where exactly Anotand is getting his gold from. And that is so many villagers from Anotand that are getting found out and completely outlawed. Anotand does realize. Is he gonna lose any villagers? He's pulling them back just in time. No villager went down here so far.
Yeah, wheelbarrow in. A lot of extra move speed on these villagers, so they're able to get away. Plenty of knights now here, though, from Anotand. Way more than kiljardi, and there's no spears or crossbowmen for that matter. This is not a fight kiljardi wants to take. This is going to be disastrous.
This time, Kiljardi not able to win this engagement. Sending just one crossbow and one yeoman to try and snipe some of the low HP villagers here. But losing a lot of his military, a lot of the Lords of Lancasters also did go down, so no little Lennies on the field at the moment. That will have to get queued up yet again. Yeah, Kiljardi, he did do a lot of damage, he did cause a lot of idle time. But he did have to end up trading out his military there. But behind this, Myriad, behind this, 2 monks have been out and about on the map, vacuuming up all of the relics for Kiljardi.
Indeed. Or are back under his control at this point in time. Only Anotand's home relic left on the map, a difficult one to grab for kiljardi, so I'm surprised that it's not taken yet. Though he has the majority of the relics, still, he's a whole pawn down. We do see, though, a counter dock on Anotand's side in the east there. One ship is out already. Double dock, even for that matter. Already putting on the pressure. Anotand, though, is making kiljardi run for it.
Yeah,
So many
villagers
villages
not
idle.
going down. Okay. Idle time being caused, yeah. At the same time, Kiljardi also once again out here on the pond from Anotand, trying to do damage. Some demo ships going for some connections, but looks like Kiljardi having enough units out there. Also some knights just trading against some archers. There are a couple of crossbows in the mix, though, so if they're able to not be at the forefront, maybe Anotand could fight this back, but instead is going to fall back, and villagers on the gold now getting picked apart. Anotand, he's getting just hurt on so many different sides. He's unable to react to all of them at the same time. Villagers just now getting realized that what's happening there. He's going to be able to pull back now, but yeah, it's just so many different front lines here at the moment. Demo ship gets a connection on one of the Springle ships. Same time, same thing happening over here, though.
Yeah, there's just chaos
crazy
all
bit
around
back
the
and
map
forth.
at this point, right? Just like you mentioned, kiljardi has now expanded onto his southern pond, but is yet to add any fishing ships. But meanwhile, Anotand's economy is starting to spiral a little bit out of control. There's a lot of wood banked up, so easy potential for farms. He does have the economic wing. Seeing a bit of a compositional switch now. No more lances are being added here by Anotand. Content with the ones he has. 11, but now it has become 10.
Kiljardi has a lot of crossbows out on the field at the moment. Anton's gonna have to add in his own crossbows now. But eco-wise, just looking at the income, currently Kiljardi, he's very, not very ahead, but like more ahead than you would typically hack the House of Lancaster when it's in a matchup up against the Abbasid. Some knights are gonna find at least one villager kill here, but they're all very low HP, so unlikely that they'll survive for long here inside of the base from Kiljardi.
Even villages were pulled to prevent the site from being paused even. Kiljardi definitely eager to keep these sides running, but it's still 9 minutes out. It's going to be a long while before this actually becomes his win condition, and he's struggling to retain mid-map control here as well. Anotand getting together an infantry mass now, the Ghulams, as well as the crossbows, to Kiljardi's crossbows and knights. Yeah, even now, Kiljardi is still just on 8 fishing ships. Not even his initial pond is fully saturated, which results in what we see now, his food income stagnating quite heavily. Only 500, that is not the numbers you want in this mid-castle age, in any game, really. Desperately needs to add more fishing ships, but it's very tough to add them at this point, because, I mean, you're already up against the Basset, an economic powerhouse, so...
Yeah, in theory, he's got the wood for it. At the moment, his army count is actually pretty good, though. Kiljardi does have the units that he needs in order to really push into Anotand's base at the moment. It looks like he is starting to do so now. Mass crossbows, 21 to just 13 currently here for Anotand. Also has the lead in the knight department. So if he's able to take a fight now, he could once again start applying pressure onto the golds. And with the 4 Lords of Lancaster, never forget that this army from Kiljardi has a lot more HP on these units.
Indeed, the Lords, each of them boosting the nearby health of these units as the engagement comes in. It's a full commitment from both players. Kiljardi smells blood and he wants to take it here from Anotand in this game number 2. And looks like he's about to manage it as well, because the frontline for Anotand fails him when he needs it most. And the villages are next on the menu here for Kiljardi. His backline is still looking really strong. The Lords have now fallen, but plenty of idle time on this gold mine. Anotand will hold, but again, pays quite a heavy price for it here, with idle time as well as villager losses behind this. And even now, he's actually got completely wiped off this pond, Crackety. All the fishing ships are gone.
The Sacred Site's ticking again. Yeah, Sacred Site's ticking again. We're now seeing veterancy coming in on the Spearmen as well. Kiljardi still has good numbers here, at least to trade out. He's going to have to be careful in regards to the Horsemen, though. Ooh, doesn't have quite enough against the Horsemen, but nice army split. There isn't attacking with all of the units here.
Yeah, I mean, with the Horsemen
out in an okay way.
The Horseman trickle makes it very hard because so many shots are needed to take one down, and then the backline, of course, gets free time to fire upon you. South side. Kiljardi did manage to prevent any kind of counter docking from Anotand's side onto his own pond here. Invested quite a bit in doing so. But still, like the massive hit there, well, the repeated hits on the goal, and now with the pond as well, just taken out of the equation there. Well, actually, Anotand is back to fishing on it, but a lot of the fishing ships had fallen there. And a lot of the food income had stalled for Anotand. Enough for now Kiljardi actually to take the lead when it comes to that income, which is not a sight you often see in this matchup.
Yeah.
Or in general against the Basset.
Definitely not against them. A Basset kind of getting out ecoed here now at the moment, but Anton, he did remass a lot of the fishing ships that he did lose in between. Looks like he managed to take control again over this pond, so not in position to start fishing over there yet again. Well, Kiljardi also adding in some of his own fishing ships at the bottom pond, but hasn't really been able to add in quite as many yet. Just take a look at how many eco units have gone down this game at the moment. Kiljardi took down 35 eco units, but he also had 2 minutes of idle TC time. That's 6 villagers that he didn't produce.
Yeah, exactly. He could have been even more ahead than he would be at this point. Even now, he's still There's still naval fighting on that eastern pond. Anotand unable to fully secure it. The fish uncontested. The power of double docks means that this is possible. Now a Hobbelar switch up, a heavy one at that by Kiljardi. Does prompt spears from Anotand.
Definitely gonna be necessary. The Hobblers here, they're a little bit more of a meat shield. Realistically, they don't do too much damage up against the units here from Anotand, especially not now that there's also a single camel rider on the field who is gonna be, of course, debuffing the Hobblers as well. Kiljardi also went for his own spearman. We're now also seeing a recommitment into yeoman as well, so just a full army composition here for him. Crossbow, spearman, Hobblers, and yeoman. A little bit of everything in order to now try and go for another engagement, probably over on Anotand's side. Meanwhile, Anotand just rotating around with the horsemen, still trying to go for a decap on one of those sacred sides.
Yeah, indeed. The armies sort of dodge each other almost at this stage. Kiljardi looking to take out this outpost, giving Anotand plenty of vision. It's a high-value target, it is fortified. But losing this does hurt Anotand a fair bit. Meanwhile, Anotand's own cavalry loops around the south side. He actually splits them. He splits them into two groups. But yeah, there might be fortifications on the side.
Okay.
Time. Crazy.
Yeah,
One
decap.
horseman.
One horseman making the difference here. Decap does go through. So Kiljardi once again has to make another monk in order to try and go again for the capturing of the sacred site. Anton buying himself some more time in the meantime. He is down 50% of the army count at the moment, though.
Yeah, the army count is quite concerning, yeah, for sure. The one good thing for Anotand is actually Kiljardi has yet to add the rest of his lords. Only one on the field now. You'll definitely need the rest of them. Of course, lords lose a lot of value at this stage when there's so many crossbows on the field, because it's very easy for them to get one shot. And I don't think the aura lingers after their death, like Daimyo, right?
No, it doesn't linger.
Yeah.
It does not linger. It disappears immediately. Alas, trying to burn down some of the walls here now. Just to try and open up the base of Anton a little bit more. Oh, what was that? Wall went down immediately. Ultra's not going to have to make a run for it. Sacred Side has been captured up again. Both military forces finding each other again, but this time Kiljardi looks like he forgot to remass the little Lennies here. Only a single lot of Lancaster on the field currently. We do get the nice little synchronized shot there. Doing just a little bit of damage there on the back line. Some horsemen, though, able to run onto the back line there yet again.
Yeah,
Some
the
free
front
damage
line,
in.
Yeah, there's not much left here for Kiljardi, right? Just like we mentioned, the lack of lords. I mean, even the one lord that he did have alive not being here on the front line means this fight is actually pretty decisive in Anotand's favor at this point. And this is the Abbasid army, now pretty much fully online.
Yeah.
We have boot camp on all these infantry units. We have camels to debuff the Hobblars. The back line from Anotand is also just flat out stronger when it comes to archers. They just attack way faster, as well as the extra health. Of course, lords can
Kiljardi
offset that
doesn't-
slightly, but there's no lords.
Kiljardi doesn't have that much food income. Can we quickly check in on the docks from Kiljardi? Because I see Anton just now researching fishnets, but I think Kiljardi, yeah, he doesn't have extended lines yet. Anton's getting that upgrade just now, so both players have been playing without food upgrades so far, on water at least.
Yeah, the first one definitely worth it on this map, and well, most other water maps we invest into significant fishing. You want to get that ASAP, ideally. It'll yield a lot of additional income. Of course, the game has been extremely action-packed. Easy thing to forget in this position, and speaking of action, ooh, well, if only there was way more yeomen, those would have been shaved in half, that village count. But without many yeomen,
Definitely
it's not
felt
that
like
much
there
damage.
was enough, but yeah, I mean, 25 yeomen definitely felt like there was enough, but apparently not. Anotand able to get away there with most of the villagers.
And I think we have
He has
textiles,
been-
right? I think.
Yeah, I assume so at this point. Textiles should have come in, especially when you're on 2 TC. It makes it much easier to argue to go for textiles as you're not idling all of your TCs for it. Some counterfire coming on in. Anotand also has his own archers now, and with composite bows, of course, able to get a little bit more attack speed in. Nice little synchronized shot again.
On the retreat
Coming
as
on in
well.
here.
That's exactly where he wants to get it. But
This
again,
is
there's
good.
not too many yeomen. So his front line, he's actually scattering that.
Oh, okay, that one was big. That one was a lot, actually. He's just constantly
Yeah.
raining arrows as soon as it's off cooldown for these newly arriving yeomen.
This is actually able to break through.
Very
there.
good
I mean,
trade out. Look at the military count, 80
Yeah.
to 30.
So many yeomen at this point. Yeah, the backline
Anotand.
difference is massive.
Where can he go, really?
This is his wood. He can't go anywhere else. This is actually
Yeah.
so common on 4-legs that you end up in this situation. Because the wood, it's deceptively little how... It's deceptive how little you actually have, because so much of it is spent on fishing ships. And the wood lines are smaller initially than regular maps as well. So suddenly,
And
the rest of your wood is
Kiljardi.
all forward. This happens.
Kiljardi is now going back into knights. There's currently barely any spearmen out on the field, not many crossbows as well. So this is the moment now where Kiljardi can really start pumping out those knight numbers again. And you know, we've been talking about the blocker that he said he had up against Anotand at the moment. Really doesn't feel like it. He's doing amazingly in this set so far.
Absolutely. Some of the best kiljardi gameplay I've ever seen here in the Elite Classic 4, really. Putting Anotand up against the wall, and I don't see how Anotand actually recovers in this position. I don't think it's actually possible anymore. Even now, Kiljardi's army is trapped in the wall, but I don't even think Anotand has enough to break through this. A couple of horsemen arrive, but there's enough spears, and there's definitely enough firepower here from Kiljardi to melt through this. Meanwhile, the gold mine, it's a disaster
God.
for Anotand.
He still hasn't pulled the villagers away. Like, there's 20 villagers so far that went down over there. Composite Bows also trying its best here, but now the yeoman, I think he's waiting with synchronized shot ready here. Nope,
Oh
he's just
my
going for
God.
the old school just kill.
Yeah, I think he used it earlier.
And GG comes
Anotand
in.
knows. It is too much here for
Kiljardi.
Anotand. Damn, that
Setting
was
himself
impressive.
up 2-0 right now on the scoreboard. Such a close and just chaotic game, I want to say. Like, back and forth. Like, back to back to back to back again. And now the House of Lancaster, they've won their second game today.
Crazy, right?
Surprising.
I didn't
Yeah.
like. This didn't come up too much before the tournament, right? I mean, there was a little bit of Lancaster 2TC and such floating around on land maps, and of course on water they were always played a little bit, but didn't expect this kind of a punching power. I mean, a Basset is like, you know, it's not like a top tier water set by any means, but you know, in theory, especially as the game extends in length, they should for sure be favored. But Anotand didn't have the breathing room he needed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the gold was a big issue for him. But what I want to say is that when you're in a situation where both players like spam trash level units, I want to say, like non-gold units, you would expect the Abbasid to be in a great position there. But this game just really didn't feel like it. Kiljardi really on the ball there when it comes to just harassing on the sides time and time again, and not really letting the Abbasid get into the position where they're most comfortable in.
It was fantastic gameplay here from Kiljardi, and now he's in an incredible position for the rest of the series, leading 2-0. 2 major victories here, taking out the Rus on King of the Hill. Now, that's a small victory in the sense that the map is like, it's almost, the map is specifically for Rus. I'm sure that was the reason for the pick. But a neutral win here, right, on 4 lakes. Secondary Civ versus secondary Civ. That is a big victory here for Kiljardi from a drafting perspective. And now, he's only 1 game away from winning this series, and he is going to look to rely on China to do so. Up against Macedon, though, that's a tough one.
On
That's a tough
coastal
one.
cliffs. Is it though? I don't know. I feel like the early unit massing for China in this matchup
Yeah.
can be enough to potentially break Macedonians, right? Like they mess up so many units that you can immediately like go in the aggression, and Macedonians don't like extended feudal age gameplay. And even if the Macedonians go for like mass ranging guards in feudal age, then Zhugnu do incredible up against that as well.
Yeah, I think early on it's not that bad for China at all. You're right. It's the early pump is very hard to withstand, especially after so many little Macedon nerfs over time, right? It definitely got a little bit harder. But as the game takes longer, if there's no significant damage dealt by China, when you get to that castle age, I think does get a little bit tricky. The map, of course, makes the dynamic more interesting as well, because on this kind of a map, cavalry always loses value, but both of these civilizations love to go for cavalry when they are able to. And I don't think the design of the map will stop either of them.
Yeah, full cavalry definitely could be the gameplay there as well. I mean, we've seen what China can do with pro scouts, just having so much food available to them, but we've also seen what French can do against China there with the timings. Now, granted, it's not going to be knights here for the Macedonians. They're going to be most likely just going to be going for some of the horsemen with the hippodrome early on and their unique hippodrome units as well. I'd be surprised if they really like try and do like a ton of damage there early on. But you're just able to like harass and force China into additional investments while you yourself can go for a relatively fast castle age. I think a lot of it in this game is going to come down to how the deer or the boar spawns for Anotand and whether he can potentially get like a golden horn tower on some of these outer positions in order to just secure more resource on the map, because what this all comes down to at the end of the day is going to be food.
100%, especially on this map. I mean, it feels like most games are decided by the food factor, right? We're going to see if this is another one of those as we are underway. Game number 3 here between Anotand and Kiljardi. Anotand in the color dark green yet again as the Macedonian dynasty in the south side of Coastal Cliffs. Facing
the deer, yeah.
Yeah. Kiljardi is just, I mean,
sees it.
Game away from winning is massive.
And this is a good spawn for him as well. Gold in the back, berries in the back. Deer are kind of forward-ish though, but the most important resources are close to each other, I want to say, and relatively easy to defend. Like the wood line, when the gold is right next to the wood line, like getting a single outpost next to the gold is going to not only protect the gold, but also your wood line from being like camped around. So that's a pretty nice spawn there for him.
And this is needed, honestly, here for Anotand. Like, you really have to go for this, I think, early on to get that nice boost coming into the feudal age. And obviously, it makes it way less likely that you will get pushed off of this later on if China does decide to go very heavy-handed with the aggression. A double forward there is kind of rough here for Anotand. I mean, it's to be expected on this map, but it doesn't always happen. Something's going to have to be extremely careful about. The boar as well is nice and deep towards the center there, which is definitely going to favor Kiljardi more. And knowing Kiljardi, he is not going to be shy about making units in the feudal age.
Yeah, for sure not. Now, what is going on so far? I mean, just the deer here being gathered, of course, by Anotand. That's going to be quite nice as the game goes on early on, just being able to not immediately have to use up your sheep underneath your TC. Got 4 villagers on gold from him. He did, of course, get that survival techniques in early on, nice and early. And now Imperial Academy is going to be getting rushed up by kiljardi. Oh, that's an interesting position for it. So he's going to be prioritizing both the wood lines for it. I would have expected him to put it on the other side of the TC to get the berries and the gold vein in it as well. But you also get a lot more resources from wood long term with it as well. So that's fine.
Yeah, I definitely think that would have been a better position. But, I mean, it's a small thing at the end of the day, I guess. Shouldn't really be. I think rarely does that ever determine a China game, right? But I mean, it might. It's a hard thing to quantify, really, when it comes to just being shy of the enough gold to win a game. Imperial Hippodrome, of course, for Anotand, as expected, edging up with the 4, leaving 1 on gold, which he is pulling off now. Okay, so this is going to be unit bonanza from Anotand as well. Like, this is going to be all-out units nice and early from him.
Should definitely be, yeah. 7 villagers, 8 villagers now on wood for him. So should be a good couple of early production buildings. That's a lot of sheep following that scout there from Kiljardi. Can we take a look at the sheep count? At the moment, what's the sheep count looking like? Ooh, yeah, Kiljardi, he's got a big sheep advantage. Even considering that Anotand hasn't even, like, fully eaten any of his sheep yet. So that's pretty massive at the moment. Kiljardi getting a big lion's share here from the sheep. He's got to be feeling good about his current position in the game.
Yeah, he must do. It's a great spot to be in. I mean, it's normally Macedonia that's going to be strained for food earlier. Then they don't go pro scouts, of course, although it has been seen before, shockingly. I mean, you get a free scout from the Hippodrome, right? It's value.
Yeah. It definitely is.
I don't think that scout's getting harassed. He's going to be a tanky one.
Definitely not an easy one to harass there at all. And what's his plan now behind us? He's also sending a lot of villagers over to wood now. After the age up. Already gathered a good bit so far. Are we going to potentially see a Varangian stronghold at like the front of his base? Is he going to be setting himself up for something like Varangian guards? Could be that he actually tries to go for that type of play. China, they need the Song dynasty to be able to make Shogunus. So unless there's, like, as long as there's no Song dynasty, like, the Varangian guards are actually pretty good against China.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, right, like, obviously you need Song for the Shogunate. I don't know if you remember or if you saw that Vortex against Marine Lord game where Vortex was Macedonia against Jushi on this map, and it was Zuganu. Plenty of them from Marine Lord's Jushi, and he was winning most fights, but the Varangians with the extra armor and the war camp, they just kept coming non-stop to the extent where Marine Lord couldn't actually hold anymore, even with having easy access to them. So I definitely think it's the right play here for Anotand, especially on this map, especially with the forward deer packs too. It's going to make it so hard for kiljardi to fight and go up safely and secure the deer. Of course, it does take a little while for those Varangians to come online. I mean, realistically, you can only afford the second tier upgrade around minute 10 or so, if you actually play efficiently. So that is a bit of a delay.
Anton should soon also be getting his Hippodrome Horseman. That is going to be boosting up the Horseman efficiency by a lot more. Kiljardi already got the Spears and the Archers in as well. I'm surprised that we... Okay, Anton did just send 4 more villagers over to gold. Do we have, like, strongholds inside of Anton's base? There is one there. We're seeing the arsenal coming in now as well, so we'll be seeing our first silver upgrade soon as well. I'm surprised that he didn't go for the arsenal a little bit earlier, because the passive income with it is also, like, doesn't make a pretty big difference. Archers now as well. Okay, Anton's committing to feudal age here.
Yeah, I mean, even like 0 gold gathering, even we're going for wheelbarrow, he just wants as many units as possible here. Which I can understand if he actually finds some damage, but not happening yet. Okay, he's got to secure the ball. Interesting. Well, try to.
First he's gonna yoink it. Trying to get it as far away as possible.
That's so annoying, actually. That's crazy. I'd be molding.
Now he could kill it over here. Far away from the outpost.
Bit tough with the spearman, though. Has to be careful.
Yeah, he's de-echoing again. So gets the boar in a decent position, Kiljardi is. We're also getting arrow slits now on the strongholds from Anotand. And first upgrade coming in is going to be defensive upgrade on the cavalry.
Okay, so just going to look to play the classic here, Horseman with the Bogmathor. second stronghold now up as well, and plenty of gold gathering. So, yeah, I guess this is a pivot into Castle Age behind this, or it might be into Varangians shortly. Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. The first one is in queue.
So we are going to be seeing the Varangian and Feudal Age here. Kiljardi still in Tang Dynasty, so no Jugunu on the horizon anytime soon. But it's interesting that we see Varangians now that the first upgrade has been on the cavalry. Means that it's going to be quite a while for the Varangians to be getting to that +2 armor upgrade. What's Kiljardi doing behind this? He had so many sheep that he gathered at the beginning, but he's on the board now. And there aren't that many sheep remaining inside of his base anymore, so it makes sense. But there's no pro scouting at all this game from China, which I think you could always go for, just because with China, you're gonna want to use your taxes in one way or the other.
There was definitely a window for pro scouts here, right? For sure, especially because of the delay from Anotand start needing that outpost on the deer. We saw how late their first stronghold was as well because of that. Of course, Macedonian technically has the worst eco in the entire game. They have 0 economic bonuses whatsoever outside of silver and the war camp. So, in theory,
but silver and war camp do matter quite a bit, right? Like,
oh, it does.
Just the war camp itself, like getting 20% of your units back, that's pretty big.
It's pretty big. Yari though, wanting to utilize these units now, looking to put on the pressure, but there's a lot of arrow fire here, Crackety. I mean, triple stronghold and an arrow slit in placement. I don't think we can stay here for long.
Kiljardi is realizing at this point as well that, hey, this stuff hurts.
Oh yeah.
It is going to fall back.
The first of the melee armor upgrades is in as well. Well, the melee unit armor upgrades. Of course, it is both ranged and melee as well as 5% health. It's so crazy when you actually think about it. Both armors and 5% health? That's wild, man.
It is a lot. Like in Feudal Age, it's a lot. When you get to Castle Age, it's like, okay, I've got units that can counter your units, so it's fine. But in Feudal Age, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Horseman from Anotand on the prowl, looking for potential targets now as well. Is going to find the villagers on gold. Kiljardi did just send a lot of villagers over to gold. If you want to take a look at the map seed, there you go.
You too can play on this exact map by taking the seed.
Now villagers, 2 of them, 3 of them, are going to get taken down. Imperial Palace coming up next though. So Egypt is going to be coming in from Kiljardi. 4 villagers have been lost to Anotand though.
That's pretty big damage
there now in order to defend against that. It is. Anotand's also in a pretty decent position when it comes to getting his own age up in. We do also have the Hippodrome champion that has come in behind this.
Yeah, and I think Anotand is just going to commit to this fight, actually. I mean, his horseman nudge is better because of the buff. Additional +2 damage. Yeah. He has the armor as well. And the additional health. The spearmen are going to push him away. Now on the deer back as well, Kiljardi is. Golden Horn Tower is, and the boar has been killed, right?
It's next to it. Yeah, it's next to the...
There it is, yeah.
The landmark, so it's in a pretty good spot here for Anotand.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Next to second wood line as well. No easy entry into that base. Perks of the map too. Anotand though, just a fiend with these horsemen. More idle time course. There's going to be another villager going down and plenty of idle time. Running in circles on Kiljardi's base here. Completed the first lap.
There we go. Mill is going to be going up. We're seeing upgrades immediately coming in on those ranging guards.
Even a few at Germather on the field. Is that veterancy for the Varangians or the at Germather?
I think it's Varangians. Should
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it is.
Second armor for cavalry now on the way. As well as an additional +5% health for a total of 10% now Kiljardi wants to find some damage. Has a few lancers now,
Nice.
veteran archers as well. And look to just torch
Going
this
for it.
outright.
It takes quite a while in order to like torch down these strongholds. They have a lot of health on them, but eventually they will get taken down.
It's expensive loss as well for the Macedonian dynasty. No wood bonuses, so 200. It's quite a bit to spend and then lose.
Outpost also getting taken down now. But his real economy at the moment is all just next to the Golden Horn Tower, so he doesn't have to be too worried about that. And what he needs is gold, so right now, a lot of villagers to the gold that he has in the back of his base. And next up, we're just gonna be on that classic Ridari life.
Yeah, the Ridari, of course, are gonna very quickly outscale these knights from Kiljardi, who is still struggling with these raids. A lot of further idle time being caused here by just one Ridari and the Hippodrome Horseman. Well, the champion Ridari and the champion Horseman. Imperial examinations coming in now as well for Kiljardi for that additional tax. In the relic situation, actually, no player has even made a monastery yet, I don't believe. Okay, as I say that, of course, the first one is in queue for
The
Kiljardi.
first monk. There we go, yeah.
Not rigged, I promise.
Definitely not.
And what do you actually do here as China, right? I mean, you're not cracking that Golden Horn Tower, right? Like that's
Not anytime
that's just not gonna
soon.
happen.
Yeah,
So-
I like what Kiljardi's doing at the moment. He's just massing up more and more knights. And crossbows now as well. He needs to make something happen with the economy advantage that he's got going, right? So he needs a lot more units and he needs counter units. And Anotand knows that, so he's really like not throwing away any of his units. He's really trying to also like get his own mass going. At the moment, like Kiljardi has 50% more units out on the field. It's just about being able to actually take a good engagement.
And that's the tough part, though, right? I mean, with the Golden Horn Tower in position, there's very little place to strike directly here for Kiljardi. And of course, the longer this goes, Anotand's army is just going to get exponentially better. But as you mentioned, of course, China's economy is just way better than Macedonia's, so that couldn't be enough, though. Plenty of Ridari here. They are being shadowed by these lancers, and with the stone mine pinching them, this could actually be disastrous here. Doesn't start a step,
Taking the
though.
fight.
Traps two. But they cleave their way through with the extra damage. The Ridari
Yeah, it's
make their own escape.
they're being called the OP Knights for a reason.
Damage was insane, man. Do we have...
Right, so
That must have been a Rome fire, right? Have a check, have a look. I think he
you
has
should
it.
definitely check that.
But
He's been gathering a ton of gold, so I wouldn't be surprised if he already had it. We can quickly
Yeah.
check up
The
on
arsenal
the
will tell
arsenal.
us.
Yeah.
The
load.
one to the right. It's the
Right gold
it's
side?
the one
The
behind
other
the
gold?
mining camp. Yeah, the first gold.
Yeah,
There you go.
that one.
That's it.
Oh, he doesn't have it yet.
He doesn't have it. Yeah, okay. See, I
And
thought
the
so,
second
'cause-
mining camp that he has doesn't have an arsenal next to it as well.
Yeah, he's forgetting about it. Yeah, I thought he might not, because like the damage looked like a lot, but then he had the second tier armor in and the third one on the way already, which is a lot of silver, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
We're seeing the veterancy upgrade now coming in for the Atgemather, so veteran spearmen will be coming in soon as well.
Now, the Ridari numbers keep climbing, even at Germathir being added, so respect shown here by Anotand, even though his knights are way better. In theory, he doesn't need them. It doesn't hurt to have a few spearmen. Of course, on the defensive as well, it's going to be massive. The Ridari distracts most of the defensive force here from Anotand, from Kiljardi, which means that the Ridari are able to seep in and cause a lot of damage, and they're still distracted. Kiljardi is just not noticing. Costs him a lot of idle time. Oh, but the knights looking to meet the mass. Scout sees them. So he's going to be able to get away. Of course, Riddery are faster than normal knights, but the scout actually slows them down.
Wolf? Yeah. So they move at the same movement speed, and every now and then a charge is going to be able to do a good amount of damage here. Now, Ridari do not charge. So
Yep.
they can't be used to, like, click on a different unit in order to get a charge in. To make them a little bit faster. Kiljardi up to 17 crossbows at the moment, but Anotand, he's got a good mass of archers. His own crossbows as well. I mean, the pure knight mass at the moment itself is very strong. Kiljardi, a lot of villagers on stone now.
Indeed.
Don't have song yet.
I think he's definitely considering a keep drop on this gold right next to the mill there. But still has a relic in his base, actually. What is the relic split, I do wonder? China demands at least 3 relics.
Monks. They would love to have 3 relics, yeah, for the eventual Yuan dynasty.
Indeed.
Quickly check up on the relic count in the overlay. It is 2 to 2 at
Okay.
the moment, with the 3rd relic in control for Kiljardi soon.
Yeah, so he's going to be happy about that one. That's exactly what he wants. And plenty of units as well, for sure, here for kiljardi. And enough so to actually make Anotand think twice about standing his ground there. Don't look to drop another stronghold towards the north side of the Golden Horn Tower. Actually, a lot of lancers just being fed to the gutter there. Not expecting the military presence there from Anotand. That is just -5 lancers instantly. I have range damage coming in as well. Sharpening stones for the Bogmather, as well as the free crossbowman here for Anotand is going to be a massive help in this fight, considering the sheer number of lancers from Kiljardi. The fight is something that both players
22.
seem hesitant to take, at least Anotand is.
For good reason, I want to say as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Kiljardi should be, I think, a little bit more scared at the moment, because he doesn't have Song Dynasty. He doesn't really have any great scaling points at the moment. Without Song Dynasty, there aren't any granaries. There is no farm transition at the moment for Kiljardi, and he really needs a farm transition long term here if he wants to continue playing this the way that he does, because without going for any immediate engagements, this game is going to go for long, or at least Imperial Age, and then you're going to need, like, sustainable food income.
Anotand committing a lot to this war actually costs him 5 villages in that build time there. And the range mass is disconnected from the Ridari, so big charging from the Lancers threatens a lot of damage, and as they squeeze through the thin gate, more of them fall down, but Anotand strikes back with equal fervor. The Ridari find plenty of damage here, a lot of idle time, a lot of kills. It's actually disastrous here for Kiljardi. So many villages are falling, the sites are decapped as well. And Kiljardi's just for committing behind this. Wow, also the Ridari are gone, this is what he wants. And the Manganarian placement is going to make it very difficult to actually stand his ground for this keep to be built. But it feels like Anotand
like
might
it's going
actually
up.
have enough.
Anton doesn't have enough from the looks of it. So Kiljardi is going to be getting the keep up, though he has to be
His
careful with the
economy
way
is
that
in-
he's... Oh, this is
It's
close.
in tatters.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
What happened there? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Sacrificed his economy for this push. And it wasn't enough, I don't think so. I mean, the keep goes up, but what are we really threatening here? The 3rd wood line. I mean, it's not such a strong position, really, at this point in time. And definitely not considering the sacrifices that have been made for this. Huge deficit
Yeah.
now.
Suffice to say, at this point, it's probably a little bit difficult to recuperate your costs by just adding in 1 or 2 additional TCs. We're
we
now at
just
the
need
point
song,
where
mate.
Kiljardi
It's fine.
doesn't have enough food to make villagers even, and now first Trebuchet and Q for Anotand, so slowly but surely this keep doesn't really pressure anything at the moment, but it is going to get taken down.
Yeah, I mean, this is... Yeah, I don't know what the comeback potential is here, right? I mean, 3 relics is nice. If we already had Song, couple farms, maybe go Yuan and make a grand defense on 2-3 town centers, and then maybe there's a way, but this is, I mean, this is just crippling damage here from Anotand being dealt. You can see kiljardi struggling to make a single additional unit behind this, just trying still, even now, to stabilize the rest of his economy, but is unable to do so. One single treb, second on the way, going to start working down this keep, which just cannot be defended realistically. And the game is certainly slipping here for kiljardi.
Yeah, most definitely. Down to 37 villagers at this point. 2 trebuchets firing away at the one keep that he gave everything to get up.
Yeah, and I mean,
He still has a good amount of crossbows, but with 20 archers on Anotand's side, he's got the tools against that as well. There's no real way for farm transition still. It's still Tang Dynasty, not Song Dynasty.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the writing's on the wall, right?
Going for repair now. Yeah, it's there's not many ways that kiljardi can get back into this game, if any at all, realistically. Just having half the economy that your opponent does now at this point. He's trying to go for a repair, but the archers now, there's not enough here, you know, to keep the keep alive, and the next volley of trebuchet shots is going to take care of that. Now villagers are exposed. That's going to be 5 more villagers that are going to go the way of the dodo here for Anotand. And just the crossbows here are not going to be enough for kiljardi.
It's the same
Stand up
crossbows.
to the army from Anotand.
Yeah, it's the same crossbow as minutes ago, and I mean, he knows it.
It's just way, way too much damage dealt there by Anotand. That one fell swoop with the raid, catching kiljardi when he least expected it, means that Anotand still has a fighting chance in this series. kiljardi, of course, still comfortably in the lead here. 2-1, only still 1 game necessary to close out this series, and Anotand did use up Macedonia here, right? So that is the best civilization Anotand has access to, now gone. Of course, you could probably argue Chinese is kiljardi's best civilization as well, that he likely has access to. Still, of course, there's probably still something like French in the pool. I know Anotand has Golden Horde. Curious what kiljardi has left. That could, very important factors to consider for the rest of the series.
Yeah. Gonna be taking a look at the draft very soon here. We can already see what's gonna be coming up next here. We're gonna be moving over to Baldland, where we'll be seeing the Byzantines coming in for Anotand. Ayyubids getting sniped out there, up against the HRE from kiljardi, with the French getting sniped. Interesting that the French are getting sniped, considering that Anotand's other pick was the Ayyubids, but Byzantines just doesn't feel that strong up against the French, but also not that strong up against the HRE. I feel like HRE are one of the civilizations that can also like really pack on the herd up against the Byzantines. So I'm surprised that he bans the French over the HRE. I don't know. I think like there's of course the chance that he's getting Ayyubids up against HRE, in which case you're going to be very happy. But Byzantines against French or HRE, I don't know, both of these matchups don't feel too great at the moment for Byzantines. But then again, there were some nice buffs for the Byzantines, right? Like with the Cistern buff, you can now get a lot of the Cisterns up much quicker. So maybe all of those do add up, and this could actually be a pretty decent matchup now for the Byzantines up against the HRE. Because typically I felt like HRE was always pretty strong when it comes to just getting those early timings in on aggression up against the Byzantines.
Yeah, I think sort of towards the early days of Byzantines, and even after they got several buffs and became stronger soon after their release, HRE, like that was close to HRE's peak as well, right? So they would have a field day with Byzantines players, just absolutely wiping them so early on, just with the sheer military mass. That did change slowly though, as HRE nerfs have come in, Byzantines, couple of changes here and there. And suddenly I think the matchup became very difficult for HRE in the last couple of months. Nowadays though, I mean, it's, you know, the thing is, we always have theories based on evidence and numbers that we have observed and been through, right? Of who is favored in what situation. But I swear, every time we have one of these tournaments, it gets flipped upside down by a few players here and there. So I'm not. No, I'm not calling it. I'm not calling it either way. It's no.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do
there's
that.
been a lot of changes recently. Maybe the additional population space on the universities makes a difference
Yeah.
here in this one.
Yeah,
Could happen.
you never know,
Could
man.
happen.
You know, just a house getting killed, destroyed at a pivotal moment to allow triple covering to pop out, which the university allows, but the house doesn't. You never know.
Yeah, just imagine there's 3 keeps all getting built simultaneously inside your base, and you need those 3 culverins out right now. But it is time, ladies and gentlemen. It is game number 4, match point here once again for Anotand on Boldland. For kiljardi, rather, match point for him. And we've got Anotand playing as the Byzantines here in the color dark green, up against kiljardi in the color orange, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. We do, of course, see that Dark Age barracks getting dropped immediately by kiljardi, so we'll have some early spearmen coming on out here for our HRE player. Meanwhile, Anotand starting us off without stone, but is going to be on the Barry, so it looks like we'll be seeing a Hippodrome play here from him. He's going to have to be quick, though, when it comes to the gold gathering, as Anotand, of course, is going to be under pressure here by kiljardi, as those first couple of spearmen are making their way over across the map.
Yes, and the early spearmen up against the Byzantines is something we've seen so many times from many civilizations. HRE was one of the very first to do it. Like beyond Mongols, HRE is kind of the progenitor, I want to say, of the modern Dark Age spear rush outside of Mongols. And Byzantines was one of the first victims. And looks like, again, it comes full circle. And they're going to be a victim yet again as the first spearman makes contact on the gold mine. Realistically, nothing, significant is going to be achieved here in terms of damage. Anotand is going to get the gold needed for the age up. And Anotand, I know, is a big lover of Hippodrome. Of course, it was obvious Hippodrome from the beginning with the mill opening, but I mean, Anotand often goes Hippodrome even when he doesn't face Spear Rush or knowing he won't face Spear Rush. But this time around, of course, it is the case. And I think the Hippodrome is actually what makes this kind of difficult for HRE. The Horseman presence so early really keeps you stuck in your base as HRE at a moment when you would want to continue the pressure, but you're just kind of unable to. The wood lines are going to make it even harder here for kiljardi.
Yeah, the wood lines are kind of thin, which, in this matchup, or rather in most situations where the wood lines are thin, means that archer play is going to be a little bit more difficult as you do run through those wood lines quite quickly. Of course, with the horseman, means that there's going to be ample opportunities here for kiljardi, rather for Anotand to do damage on kiljardi's side as those wood lines do run thin there. kiljardi, trying to look for some information with his spearmen, is going to find out that Anotand has been gathering from the berries here. So we'll get that bit of information in.
System level 1, of course, even with the new discount without stone gathering, it's going to be a while before Anotand's able to afford that second system. It's going to be soon after the age up. Of course, Byzantines receive stone from the construction of buildings based on the building size. So landmarks are going to give a nice good chunk. I think it's 36 or something like that. 32. Right. We've got a lecture on the exact counts for the stone. Thank you for that.
You guys weren't able to hear it, but
It was glorious.
let's share the information. So it's 2 stone per tile of a building.
Indeed. And a house is, of course, 4 tiles, so it'll be 8 stones.
8 stones
You guys can do the
there.
maths.
Now A-Jump is going to be coming in. Imperial Hippodrome is finishing up. Arthur Chapel behind this for kiljardi at roughly 50% at this point. We do already have enough resources for our mercenary. So Mercenary House is getting put up right next to the Imperial Hippodrome. So immediately gonna get the mixture here of both the horsemen and the longbowmen, most likely.
And this is what's actually pretty nice for Byzantines in this situation, right? You're able to easily, even against the spear rush, get the olive oil you need for that first batch of longbows, and then you immediately have a very strong duo composition to strike at the HRE before they're even finished aging up.
Yeah. By the way, with the recent change to the longbow count and the buff in the cost, does it mean that you're now able to get 2 batches without Grand Winery from the first
Yes.
berry patch? So that's actually a pretty nice buff there for
That's
the Imperial
why
Hippodrome play.
Yeah. Math-wise, I don't actually know. I'm sure it has been done. I just don't know it. So I'm curious if either one of you know. Because of the cheaper cost, obviously you get one less. But mathematically, is it less or more longbows over time? I don't actually know. I think it's less, right? Because it's cheaper, but it's only cheaper by what?
There's a base, like there's a higher base cost for the batch, right? Like they added a base cost to the batch at one point. Ever since then, it didn't scale anymore with like the normal longbow cost. So the more batches you have to make because of that higher base cost, the more you pay. So it is a nerf in theory, but with the timing change, with being able to like get 2 batches out, that is in theory a buff and a nerf both in one.
Yeah, I do think it's a good change though, right? Because Byzantines were so skewed in their power spikes. They were incredibly vulnerable early on, and then super oppressive later on, especially in that early to mid castle age. So I think that sort of, that curve being flattened just a little bit, I think it's healthy.
Kiljardi already has a couple of horsemen and men-at-arms out now on the field. Just when the longbows have come onto the field as well. It looks like the longbows, they're not moving forward. Instead, we're seeing an outpost coming in on the gold. Also, second cistern now on its way. Are we getting a transition into fast castle age? That is kind of weird at the moment, what's going on here. I would have expected, like, Kiljardi, for Anotand to, like, go for an immediate, like, aggressive timing push. But instead, what I'm seeing here is kind of spread out wildly on all like sides, economically and military-wise. 3 villagers on gold, but he isn't getting any eco upgrades at the moment. Makes me think that this is the eventual castle age transition. But never mind, there's the upgrade. Okay, wheelbarrow coming in now. So he's going to be using the gold villagers for upgrades and not for a castle age.
Yeah, I do feel like castle age at this point would be a little premature, right? Ideally, you'd love to secure your berries and get a good bunch of longbows out first. Horseman running around is always going to provide value, especially on such an open map as Borderland is. Even Stone Gathering, active now by Anotand, so system level, is going to start rising quite rapidly. Yadi, though, actually sticking with a mass melee for now, which I don't hate, actually. I think it's... I mean, if we stick with only longbows and horsemen, I can see this working very well.
Yeah, could be. Just the horsemen. This wall is ambitious. A lot of imagination is going to have to connect this one to the edge of the map.
Bite the infantry getting in on the action here.
Around.
And Kiljardi actually seems to be mirroring Anotand's idea. They're both just sort of half committing and just going to castle age. I do find it interesting how we went from just years of Regnitz dominance to Burgrave taking center stage nowadays. Which is, I'm assuming, what we're likely going to see this game as well.
I've been talking about the Burgrave for a while. I felt like people only just now starting to really realize that 50% bonus charge damage is pretty massive on your infantry.
I was there with you. Like, after I experienced it for myself, as Sengoku actually in a game, I was like, man, this stuff is crazy. And it was.
It is.
And then I tested it, and it was just ridiculous. Tested it with Gully actually. So he's
He
a
likes
believer.
HRE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Even he was surprised by how ridiculous it is and how often they win against like every night in the game, pretty much.
Alright, H-Up looks to be coming in soon. Please be Cistern of the first hilt.
Oh
Would be
god.
amazing.
That
It's got a long time.
we were wishing too much. I was hoping as well.
Imagine.
Dope.
Only just now
Back.
the second batch of Lombos here, but at the same time, Burgrave Palace, both players getting the age up in at a similar point in time. I feel like Kiljardi is going to be able to do a little bit more with his units immediately upon hitting Castle Age, just thanks to the tempo advantage that the Burgrave Palace does bring with it.
Yeah, and I mean, and the age up is in good time, so there's not going to be any sort of immediate death danger here for him. But he has to be very careful, I think, about his composition. I mean, the Cataphract Longbow makes obvious sense here. But especially with so many horsemen on the field as well, which I'm sure Kiljardi is going to look to keep on adding, it's kind of tricky. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the longbows won't really counter the men-at-arms effectively either. I mean, they're better than any other archer. But
The men-at-arms are moving faster for the HRA, faster
Exactly.
than Longbows, so hiding potential isn't quite there. It's
exactly.
not long-term. It's already a good amount of farms around the Archon Chapel here for Kiljardi, so food income long-term, pretty much secured at the moment. Getting some additional batches in now for the Longbows. Not sure if Kiljardi's immediately looking to start picking up some of the relics, as at the moment still just one prelate, which is inside of the Archon Chapel.
Yeah, not having access to the Grand Winery here for Anotand also means that his relic gathering is going to be way slower. Well, there's no Regnits, of course, so it doesn't hurt as much if you lose most of the relics, but still, you'd rather get at least 2 here. It seems to
Two's
be a
nice.
bit
Two's,
difficult.
one cataphract a minute. You can just do the conversion so easily. You can just measure everything in cataphracts per minute.
Yeah. What's the size of your room?
In cataphracts per minute? A
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. A full-length cataphract horse. Yeah. Maybe 2.
You know, the world, they can't decide whether we're going to be going with imperial or metric systems, so let's instead just switch over to cataphracts per minute
Yeah.
for everything. But villagers on the gold vein
God.
getting sniped by Kiljardi. That's immediately 3 villagers that just went down there.
Anotand getting as
Anotand.
distracted as we were. Lost him there.
I was also thinking
That is
about
going
the
to charge me.
cataphracts per minute. Once again,
And the classic, you think, oh, he's not going to come back immediately after again, right? But no, he did.
you know Kiljardi.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't mind going for the comeback again. Prelate is getting sniped out, though, by the horsemen, so now Anotand also looking for some potential damage here. You can see those men-at-arms going for the chase here, and once that men-at-arms do connect, bonus charge damage really is visible. Just a sizable chunk of the health getting taken away there from the horsemen. Good amount of idle time being forced here in the space of Kiljardi.
Oh, and
Villagers that, oh my god, the timing.
Crazy. The lack of a scout. Let this be a lesson to all. Vision
He
is
had
the
the scout, but
singular
he
most
sacrificed
important
him
thing.
to the horsemen, to the men-at-arms there.
Yeah.
That's a big army inside of Anotand's base. He's
That's
got a
actually-
couple of cataphracts, but it doesn't feel like it's enough.
I don't
Against
think
this
it's
realistic
nearly
Gigas. That
enough.
plus 2 pierce damage, but 2 pierce armor is also in. Heavy maces
Yeah.
is also in.
We don't have 2-handed maces just yet, so there's missing 2 damage here at least, but it might still be enough. Now, although Triumph getting called in, even with so few cataphracts, this may potentially be enough. Even the villagers with
Akritoi?
Akritoi defense. Might have been overzealous a little from Kiljardi here. Yeah, it's just the fact that
but
Triumph hasn't
Kiljardi-
been used yet, right? Before this.
Kiljardi is having a little bit of a vortex moment here. Look at the idle time on the TC.
God, yes. That's so much.
That's a rough one. So
And with
we're up one villager here for Kiljardi. He is getting some relics though, but arguably not very worth considering that he also traded out most of his army for this engagement there.
it's the power of Hippodrome, right? Like, I think without Triumph, that might have actually worked. And finally, after a long session of torching, this scout gets through and immediately
I
gets
thought this
started on
was
the house.
the celebration for 2,000 flames, but we're not quite there yet.
Soon enough. End of this stream, surely.
Yeah, Anotand now starting to mess up some crossbows as well. So we got cataphracts, longbows, and crossbows. Pretty good army composition here for him. Kiljardi just continuously massing up those men-at-arms again.
It appears like most of the relics are now under Kiljardi's control. I think that's only the first bunk coming out now for Anotand. Actually, only now is Kiljardi getting the third one, so Anotand could still very well get two, which he should be able to considering the military lead he now has.
But there is a prelate on the way to relic number 4, but also cataphract as well.
And the Limitani
Look at
were in
this, Kiljardi,
position,
he's been
but
sneaking
yeah.
the horsemen over. Let's paragraph it though. With that one monk there. Oh, actually, 3 health. He survives. Okay, that's kind of crazy. And the prelate from Kiljardi is going to get found out by the cataphract here.
The cataphract seeps in and
Great.
finds the berries. Picks up 2.
The thing is, Anotand doesn't know that Kiljardi, like, giga-idled out his TC.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know that they're actually even right now in the eco department. Oh, that's disgusting.
It's not even yeah.
Just so
You better
barely
not
out of line of
chase.
sight.
I mean, these singular cataphract raids are actually just so annoying to deal with. And Kiljardi is feeling the struggle of that. Not quite able to keep up with this. I mean, it's the nature of the map. So many open spaces. There is a large wall on the western side, but that only secures really a third of the entryway into your base, because it's all open. Only a couple tiny wood lines, maybe some stones or gold here and there can help you wall, but very expensive.
Very expensive indeed here. Kiljardi still just on this power trip, I want to say, of just only men-at-arms. We actually do see a couple of Landsknecht as well. Landsknecht also do benefit from the charge damage bonus, but they just don't feel as strong here in this particular situation. There's some Landsknecht as well for Anotand, thanks to the mercenaries. The fight is being taken inside the base. Triumph getting activated as well. More units coming in at the front line.
Yeah, with the Triumph,
Men-at-arms just getting taken down.
the sheer damage from these cataphracts, the additional bonus from the Triumph means that this front line, well, the whole army for Kiljardi only has this front line now. A crossbow's being mixed in, but it feels like it might be a little too late. It does a good job of clearing up a lot of the mass here from Anotand. Many of the cataphracts fell, and good focus fire with the TC onto the longbows too, but considering the damage he has sustained so far, even now, lone cataphract seeping into the economy, idling out the food. Only 61 in the bank now for Kiljardi means that I don't think this hold is going to happen.
Yeah, the entire economy now idled out as well. And without economy, you just cannot produce any more units. Anything's getting idled out. Longbows are getting taken down by the TC. There's just one crossbow left, and with that, GG is coming in. Anotand, from being behind 2-0, able to even out the set in game number 4.
Indeed. Could this be the beginning of a reverse sweep? Or, well, the midpoint of a reverse sweep at this point? A pretty painful way for Kiljardi to lose this series after being up 2-0, but of course, the score on paper is only one part of the equation, right? I mean, losses happen for a reason here. And the drafting is a big part of what influences these scores. As we saw at the beginning, I mean, of course, it was Ottomans first for Kiljardi. That's a big win. and then a neutral win on 4 lakes. But the rest of the draft determines how the rest of the series goes, and we've seen now 2 favorable matchups for Anotand, which he claims victory
back
in.
to back. Next up, for the decider of this set, we're going to be moving over to a classic map with Dry Arabia. The default map, some might say. No real special features, but that is the special feature.
It is the map, isn't it? Dry Arabia. Can't go wrong with it.
It's the good
And
old
it's a-
tried and tested.
It's a great way to determine a series as well.
Don't quite know the draft yet, though, between them. Looks like players might have had just a little break after the last game.
Wouldn't blame them at all, especially on match point, right? You wanna be fresh. You wanna make sure that your thirst is quenched, your bladder relieved.
Don't want to have any additional pressure than what you're already having there. Ah,
And
there we go. Okay.
okay, yeah, sure.
Interesting. Why not? Why not? I mean,
Well, yeah.
it's not like Anotand didn't... Wait, no, the draft is flipped around. So kiljardi went for KT. He had French and Japan, but he chose KT.
I mean, that's crazy,
on
no?
land.
Surely.
But I know that kiljardi actually does kind of like KT on land. He is
Like-
kind of weird like that.
Like, kind of like,
I like it
like
too.
a sort of dirty,
Yeah.
sort of sneaky secret of his, or like, what are we?
Oh, he
I haven't heard of
plays
this.
it in a very dirty way, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some Antioch shenanigans, I would imagine. Actually, no, I think he
does
likes
go for
Kingdom.
mass archers. Yeah, he likes to
Right.
just put up these huge amounts of infantry units there with him.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, I do understand it. Japanese against Golden Horde feels like a Doom matchup to me, to be honest. It's one you never want to have. And if you pick French Japan, well, you can bet your booty that the opponent's gonna ban out French instead of Japanese. And that leaves you in this situation, right? Do you just flat out go KT instead, which I mean, I don't hate, honestly. Like KT is a bit better than they were before on land, and I mean, against Golden Horde, like banning out.
Golden Horde is the one thing, right? Like they've just got so many units out on the field. It's makes it quite tough. Makes it very, very hard to face off against them.
And yeah, I mean, banning out Ayubit as well instead of it, it's pretty crazy. Now have a look.
Yeah.
The matches. Group A. So far, tough run for Demu. 1-3 overall score for him. That is while
yeah,
fighting
he
in this
did-
set.
He did win one set against Valdi, but overall, yeah, Demu not winning a ton so far, but he did have pretty tough opponents so far, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Marine Lord, Vortex, Anotand. Those are all players with higher seed than he has at the moment. So actually won a game against Marine Lord. You gotta be happy about that. The only other player that won a game up against Marine Lord so far has been Gully Dekel, and he's the GOAT.
Indeed. No argument there from me. Now in Group B, we see Beastie taking the lead of the group here. Previously, at the start of today, it was Numudan, right? But unfortunately, a loss against Papipo and also a loss against Beastie.
And Beastie, yeah.
Yeah. Means that Beastie takes the lead.
Suddenly, he's a little bit lower there. He currently sitting on spot number 2. Currently facing off against Lucifron.
With number 3, Papi taking the 4th spot after his victory today. And Louis, Numudan, MSN. As well as... I didn't catch who the last person was. They're all under threat of elimination.
Yeah.
I was Corvinus.
Oh, damn. Louis actually not having... I thought he would perform a good bit better here. In his particular group.
Who Corvinus?
Did see him practice quite a bit. No, Louis.
Louis. Yeah, Louis. Yeah, he did practice a fair bit, right? But I guess it's still
It's
quite
always like when you come back to the game, right? Like
Yeah.
after a prolonged break.
And like new patch so soon before the tournament as well, shaking up everything in practice. Yeah, give him some time. I think yeah, Louis is always such a dark horse, I feel like, in these tournaments. I mean, of course, he was in talks to be best of the world in the world last year, right? After winning against Marine Lord in what was it? I forget the tournament. It was Masters Fall or Summer or one of those, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Was definitely one of those in the master set, yeah.
I'll look it up quickly behind the scenes. We'll find out. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a little while to get back up to the previous standard. It's just how it is, right? I mean, I remember coming back from Homestead and oh god, yeah, the first few
When you
games.
don't play for a prolonged time, yeah.
I mean, you can see the result
It
of
is
which
what it
because I'm
is.
here with you, you know, and not playing instead.
True. Yeah, it's definitely all skill-based, right? There weren't any other external factors there.
Definitely not at all, surely. Yeah.
Yeah. But I see the timer has reached 0. So I believe it is time for us, ladies and gentlemen, a best of 5 that is going all the way to game number 5. We're here in game number 5 between VS Anotand in the color dark green, playing as the Golden Horde against his opponent, Kiljardi, in the color orange, playing as the Knights Templar. And Knights Templar, such a beautiful civilization. It's just so sad that we don't see them more often, because typically on land maps, they're not that favored. But Kiljardi, he doesn't mind. He likes the Knights Templar, and he's gonna pick him anyways.
And I'm a fan of Kiljardi for that reason. I'm biased beyond measure. I absolutely love Knights Templar. Incredibly fun to play. Fantastic design. Just a great civilization, honestly.
Yeah. I agree. I 100% agree. Love Knights Templar. Just design-wise, theme-wise. The Crusader Civ we've all been wanting.
Do you know, as soon as I saw the models in the Sultan's Ascent campaign, I was like, we have so many amazing assets here for a Crusader State civilization or something similar. Please use them.
Yeah, we do.
And then they did. Oh, thank God.
Took a while. Took a while, but yeah. Just seeing all of those knights, right? The Templar Brothers, I feel like they could have made them a little bit more accessible. So at the moment, you barely see like Templar Brothers. Maybe that could change in the future. You never know. Never know.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, I
get
think...
like a gray color in the game as well, you know? So the cross like really starts to pop off with like gray capes.
Oh la la. Yeah, I think it's like... I think a big part of it is actually the production speed of the Knights of the Templar Brothers. 36 seconds, I think, for one of them. Which,
Yeah, it did take a while.
before the Iron Pagoda, I think that was the longest train time for any unit outside of like Siege and stuff, and outside of OTD in the game.
We're getting Principality of Antioch and a 2TC build here from Kiljardi. Against Golden Horde, that is ballsy, to say the least.
It is, but I'm tempted to say that it might be the only option here. Is this a bit of a strange build order, though? No, you don't have to age up so early.
Otherwise, yeah, it is weird, because when you go for a 2TC build, typically you go for the like 15 villagers, so 2 more villagers. You age up at 60 in population. So
Yeah.
Kiljardi not going... Wait, okay, he's dropping a building. Which building did he drop? Oh, he went for pilgrimage. Okay, so he's going for a fast pilgrimage into second TC build, from the looks of it. I'm guessing here.
Oh, that makes sense for the early age up now. This looks
Does
practiced,
he have enough
actually,
food?
right?
Does he have enough food to make villagers? Okay, he does. He does have enough food to make villagers.
But
But he does have to send another villa over. For
Yeah,
food.
he realizes that he's not going to be able to queue another one if he doesn't.
That'll be a close one there. But now with the pilgrims, it's going to be getting a nice little food trickle in there as well. Should just about have enough stone gathered up now as well. So we should be seeing that second TC coming on in soon here. Next drop off is going to be enough stone in the bank for kiljardi.
I want to say, though,
There we go.
I don't think I have seen a worse 2TC spawn in my life on this map. Like, just look at the deer and the boar. I mean, this is horrible for kiljardi,
one spot
isn't
that
it?
you could go for is like the back gold with the berries there, but I think I personally do prefer to just put the second TC just next to the wood line.
Yeah.
Or I guess he's going for the gold, but when you're up against the golden horde, you have to expect to be quote-unquote bum rushed at some point by them, or just like all in.
Yeah.
So putting the TC forward, it feels dangerous, but it also just gives kiljardi enough agency here at the front line to be able to get the TC, or rather get some gold in for when that Batu Khan does arrive. But the question is, does he actually get the TC up in time? He should,
Yeah.
right? Like he has, it should be
Yeah.
in range of the main TC.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. I mean, he might have to
part.
pull back a Vil quickly, and it does take 2 additional hits. Or is it? Yeah, no, 3 additional hits, yeah. Kill a villager, so I think 1 will fall. Yeah.
Oh, that's the arrow just in time. Oh my god, the signaling arrow to increase the Batu Khan damage just in time. But Batu Khan does take a good amount of damage there as well. One villager did end up going down. kiljardi, though, with the second TC, is going to be able to get that villager back online. Just going to take a little bit of time.
It appears like Anotand made his choice. There's gonna be archers next here for him before even seeing a production building, so he's just assuming. Safe assumption, though, considering this heavy cav for default Golden Horde, and he does spot the pilgrimage. First one here, soon to fall.
Pilgrim does get taken down by the Batu Khan. First couple of Toguts already out in the field. Archers as well, and look at that. 2 villagers. Oh my god, Anotand.
That's
Oh my
just
God.
so dirty, but it's so...
That's disgusting.
It makes perfect sense, though, doesn't it? Like, it's such a great
It does.
position for this outpost.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just painful, actually. And there's nothing kiljardi can do to stop this. Absolutely nothing. And I mean, Anotand could even
No
keep
units.
putting up production here. He has a perfect deer pack to the right that he can go with the 2 villages as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is shameful, actually.
kiljardi, he is not going to be able to get gold anytime soon. He's got a little bit of gold from one of his pilgrims earlier. We do now see the Hard upgrade coming in on the spears. We're also seeing an early textiles coming in as well. Villager's going to have to be careful here on the wood line. There's a lot of distractions coming in now for him. Already first couple of farms on the way as well. Oh, and he's queuing up a sergeant.
Sergeants,
Oh,
man.
no, that is... that unit is such a bait.
I think there's very few cases where it's actually really good. And this is not one of them. But there's
Not
potential.
with the amount of archers that
Yeah.
Golden Horde can pull out of, thin air.
Well, if there is a ram play from Anotand, which I think could be on the cards, sergeants are going to be pretty useful there.
It's going to be another pilgrim that's going to get taken down. Yeah, without gold axes, it's not like you can even really make sergeants at this point anyways. So for now, it's going to be horsemen and spearmen. kiljardi now doesn't have any wood axes at all. Kind of doesn't feel like he really has what it takes in order to get rid of these Torguts inside of his base as well.
Yeah, has to
Point
be
blank
careful.
charge.
One really nice thing going for kiljardi is that Antioch bonus, plus 15% additional melee damage, which of course applies to sergeants, the
true.
units unlocked. So that works out to, I mean, it's 1 extra damage, right? For horsemen and
It is, yeah.
spearmen. Which is pretty decent.
Better than nothing. Yeah. That's another pilgrim down. Kiljardi already having to put up just a couple of farms. Oh, horsemen do finding the archers here, though.
Yeah, pretty big
Nice
pick-off,
little
actually.
bonus pick off there. So it's like 3 archers for 1 horseman.
I guess that's worth it.
Outpost on the wood line. Oh,
Kiljardi
nice little
knows.
brace.
Yeah, that's a big pinch. A lot of damage being dealt to the Torgut and the Khan there. Outpost is crucial here for Kiljardi. Will make it way harder for Anotand to actually challenge that wood line.
No archers yet,
War going
though,
up in
from
the north
Kiljardi.
as
He's
well.
going to have to add them in at some point as well.
I don't know. I think you can
Kiljardi's gonna-
actually... If there's no Keshiks, I think you can actually just get away with sergeants. But the issue is the gold access, right?
You can't get away with only Keshiks, sergeants, because of the archers.
Well, I mean...
The archers just have
instead
so
of
much
spearmen.
more attack speed. Oh, instead of spearmen.
So, like, just sergeants and horsemen, I
yeah.
think, can actually work.
Yeah, that works. Just no gold access, though.
Yeah, that's the issue, right? It's a problem. We're switching over to the North Sacred side. Might be on the cards here, but of course, it's a longer trip. But, could be easier to secure, potentially. Finds an opening to
Probably at the
leave with the
moment easier
horseman.
to secure. He's trying to find some raids there. Just the issue, of course, that Anotand has already gotten some walls up. He's getting found out with the horseman here. And now with the pathing, he realized, okay, there's already a wall up on my opponent's side. And now the ram. First ram. And realistically, he might just go for the engagement with just that single ram here. We see a market actually getting dropped now as well. Kiljardi actually just selling resources in order to be able to afford more sergeants. The sergeant at least are going to be nice against the ram.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've seen Corvinus in the past execute some miraculous defenses with that unit against all-ins. Could this be the plan here for Kiljardi as well? The count, though, is a bit of a struggle, right? Just the lack of gold means he just cannot afford nearly as many sergeants as I'm sure he would love to have. But then now, moving to the ball.
They're coming in as well. Ram here at the front line, +1 Pierce armor on its way. Pierce damage hasn't been researched yet by Anotand, or rather research hasn't been finished yet, but is on its way. This one doing some damage here to that ram. Couple of the Toguts very low on health. But it looks like the TC is getting focused down.
Yeah.
That's heavy losses, but in theory, I mean, Kiljardi, he is up 11 villagers at this point. When you're playing as the Knights Templar, you do expect to be down 3 villagers. So being up 11 villagers, he doesn't mind letting go of that second TC. He realized that he is not in a position to defend it.
And in fairness, right, I mean, it's pretty close to the point where the TC actually paid off. I think it's like 8 or 9 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So,
7-ish.
very much close to that point now for Kiljardi. And retaining the village is going to be very important. It's not actually as big of a loss as most people would expect. Of course, it hurts, but he didn't make a defense for it, right? That's the key detail. If you actually try to defend the TC and fail, throwing away so many military units, maybe villages, then it's painful. But if you make no effort to, then you can weather your investment somewhere else.
Raid still going on at the moment for Anotand, but it looks like Anotand might be looking for an eventual age up here at the moment. Because he has a lot of villagers on gold and has already, not on gold, but on food rather. But at the same time, big raid coming in from the horsemen onto the archer backline. Ogut's just out of position here. All of the archers do get taken down, Ram getting taken down as well. I think now this is the point with the body blocking where Kiljardi needs to dip out of that spot at least for a little bit, but some great damage being done there to the archer count from Anotand.
Yeah, that was an absolutely beautiful find there by Kiljardi, taking full advantage, and it's exactly what he needs in this position. And it's reached a stage now where the army count is actually very, very close. However, there's bigger problems for Kiljardi because Muscovy Yasak is on the way. Granted, there's actually not a single range unit on the field for Kiljardi. So there's actually zero value from the
Is this
Yasak.
plan? Yeah.
Outside,
Not a single range unit, indeed.
outside of the wood bonus, I guess, like the little wood trickle you get eventually, it's yeah, kind of useless.
Never mind, now this triple archer range is suddenly getting dropped by kiljardi. I'm not sure if he realizes that his opponent's getting the age up in behind this. So maybe he's thinking it's going to be more of a feudal age all-in? This could be very bad for kiljardi. I think he's misinterpreting the situation that he's in.
Yeah, that's the struggle, right? I mean, there's so much amazing income for Anotand with that boar, as well as the deer pack that he had taken. So he's able to field such a large military whilst aging up at the same time. It's so deceptive, and that's part of the struggles of TTC. It's difficult to find and gather this type of information to inform your next play. And the results in this, you suddenly being an age down against potentially Golden Horde without even suspecting it, which is a dire position to end up in. Especially when there's raids happening as well. One villager goes down on the boar.
Same time on the berries, something going on there as well. Torguts. Maybe get some raiding done there as well.
Looks to be another villager going down for
Trying its
sure
best.
here. Actually, doesn't
able to keep
commit.
him alive.
He could have committed there, but might have cost him a Torgud. I guess he deems it not worth it.
And now Muscovy Yasak just about to complete, and Anotand behind this already has a lot of resource in the bank to use on upgrades. So veterancy on the archers coming on in immediately. And kiljardi realized, okay, I need to make something happen here right now. Sends the horseman in to the base of Anotand. Tries to find some damage there. Looks like he's also trying to go for his own age up here now, behind this as well. The archers pushing forward now from Anno. And kiljardi's got enough resource now to go for his own age up. That one should be coming in pretty quickly. Ancient Empire on its way. It's 35 seconds till that one does complete.
And he's gonna need it too, with the amount of armored units coming in from Anotand. Of course, there's plenty of Torguds. And the men-at-arms will actually just be better straight up than the heavy spearmen. Especially considering the buff from the Khan. Additional damage. And we're talking about the archers, but suddenly there's 13 on the field, and, you know, they couldn't be more useless. Unfortunately for
They
Kiljardi.
can still snipe the spears from Anotand, but definitely not worth it going into much more of them right now. Villagers trying to make a run for it. Osman getting in position for the next engagement. And villagers here also going for the run. Looks like Anotand's about to be even in the villager department here soon.
Relic gathering has not yet commenced behind this for Anotand, so he's just going to look to continuously apply this pressure. Additional pilgrims now fall on the way to the sacred site. The boar is no longer under Kiljardi's control, and his food income is going to suffer for it very shortly here. The berries are about to be depleted at the back of the base too. Horseman, once again, finding a raid here towards the forward position from Anotand, but still not a single iota of economic damage dealt by Kiljardi. Outpost going down is big though. That means there is no buff available here for Anotand any longer. No additional health.
Just gives kiljardi a little bit of additional agency inside of his own base. Pilgrim's still getting sniped out though. We have the first couple of heavy spearmen in queue now. And kiljardi does have resources. That's one of the most important things for him right now. He has resource. He can produce units for the time being. He just needs to be able to keep up with what Anotand's producing at the moment. He has gotten veterancy in on both the archers and the spearmen. Is also starting to add in some of his own crossbows as well behind this. Definitely necessary considering Anotand has some men-at-arms now as well. And with the +2 armor, archers are not able to really do a whole lot up against the armored units from Anotand. Looks like the fortified fortress is getting put back up.
And I think with the ranged armor...
see a fight here.
Yeah, the ranged armor has finished for Anotand. The ranged damage
halfway complete, but I think he deems it enough. He's going to look to commit here fully. And this could be the decisive engagement here. Kiljardi makes a last stand here on his berries when he needs to most, but the Golden Horde is indeed online. And this units are falling way quicker here for Kiljardi than for Anotand. The signal arrow comes in, additional damage underneath Batu Khan for the Golden Horde. And the last remnants of Kiljardi's army are slowly getting cleaned up. A few archers, heavy spearmen, some sergeants left, and a couple of crossbows. Another Templar brother joins the fray. But the backline remains firm here from Anotand. More and more reinforcements streaming in. The villagers on the berries are killed. Goldmine is the next target. The woodline is under threat as well. And we are witnessing the end of Kiljardi in this match.
A reverse sweep by Anton Kiljardi. He really had us on the edge of our seats here after the first two games. Really just cleanly winning the first two up against Anotand, but Anotand, he is not done yet. And now with a reverse sweep is able to bring Kiljardi down. It looks like it's going to be a 3-2 victory here for Anotand, as the entire military force from Kiljardi is getting wiped and there's no economy left active here for him to be able to remass his military force. More reinforcements coming in now from Anotand behind all of this.
Indeed. Anotand is in the position, because of the Muscoviasak especially, that he can actually just sit here endlessly if he so chooses with these armored units. Kiljardi has shown immense tenacity in this series, but GG is cold. Anotand, with the reverse sweep, brings it back and takes victory over Kiljardi here. Kiljardi, though, a phenomenal performance today.
Yeah, definitely. Well played by Kiljardi. Yeah, just a very entertaining set between these two. Very active, very aggressive all throughout, and that's something that you really want to see from sets like these. And speaking of aggression, I believe we're not quite done when it comes to aggressive play yet, because we still have one more set left for today.